Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So excited to be with you today. I'm looking forward to hearing what the whole sales meeting is going to be about, but wanted to share with you one of our new marketing tools called the buy versus rent comparison. I'm going to share with it to you in 5 minutes or less, because my New Year's resolution is to be able to get through this in 5 minutes or less. Hope you don't mind me wearing a hat today, but I wanted to share with you my new hat that says that I am essential. Hope you all are doing well, and here we go. All right. So we've had a lot of people ask about buy versus rent flyers, and I wanted to share this with you because it actually gives you a very detailed comparison, whether you're looking at a purchase price or whether your buyer's looking at a purchase price or they have a specific monthly payment that they want to look at. All of this can be determined through this comparison. I want to share with you a story that happened today, or an example that happened today. I'm going to load her. She was looking at buying a home here in Henderson. That purchase price was $250,000 here in Nevada. I'm going to easily go through this or quickly go through this. So she's currently renting today $1,250. Her monthly renter's insurance is about $20. The annual rent increase here is showing as an average here in Clark County at 6%. Whether or not this is accurate, you can actually input that information. So I'm going to drop this to 5%. You'll see all of the charts over here change as we do that. Then as we look at the property, so her purchase price again was $250,000. The property taxes for this specific home was actually $1,000. Her monthly homeowner's insurance, property tax increase estimated at 2%. And this home actually did not have homeowners association dues, but I'm going to add in $20 a month just to take care of any repairs. And then the cost to sell, we're going to put that in at 6%. Then as we look at this specific loan, now her loan amount is actually going to be closer to $245,000. That's a 3.5% down payment. The interest rate is at 3.625. It's a 30-year fixed FHA mortgage. We've got our mortgage insurance in here and the additional financing, which is going to be none. And closing costs estimated at $7,500. We'll look at the home ownership information. And so she wanted to get a comparison based on a 5-year comparison. And so got that information in there. We've got Nevada, Clark County, the historical appreciation amount, the forecasted appreciation amount, and these amounts can actually be changed based on whatever figures you wanted to put in there. And then we go into her tax rate. So she is married and they earn less than $80,000, so their tax bracket falls into the 12% tax bracket. Again, they're married filing jointly, so that's $24,800 as their standard deduction. And as you look at here, the difference or the comparison now shows you based on her monthly rent, which in this case it's going to be $1,468, and her year 1 to year 5, with that 5% annual increase, she's going to hit $1,544 at the end of her 5-year term. That cash flow difference is going to actually be a negative amount of $4,175. That takes into account that 5-year difference in her monthly payment. But check this out. So appreciation gain, this is based on that forecasted appreciation of that 3.72, whatever figure you want to put in there. It's going to pop up this information here. The amortization gain, which is going to be based off of her monthly payments, the principal portion of her monthly payments over that 5-year period. The tax benefit here is actually showing 0 because the taxable interest on here is going to be less than the standard deduction. So in this particular case, it actually does not benefit her to utilize her interest for itemized deduction, and she should just take the standard deduction there. And again, so look at this, the 5-year time frame, the net gain for buying this home is going to be $44,365. And in this particular case, you'll see year 1, her outlay for cash to close and down payment, the seller is actually going to contribute about $5,000 towards the closing costs. So if I drop that to $2,500, it adjusts the amount of her cash outlay for year 1. She's basically breaking even year 2. And then she's going to be making right about $49,000 in year 5. Now let's just say she says, actually I might stay there for 7 years. Click on the button, it updates this information. Look at how much that jumped just over a 2-year period. Anyways, you can quickly send this out, save it, or in this case, we're going to go ahead and create that flyer that we wanted to get you set up with. I'm going to put Myra in here as my co-branded partner because she is. Quickly pull down the PDF and bam, here comes the PDF. A little bit more exciting than that. So this information here would be co-branded with you. This is the buy versus rent based on the $250,000 sales price home and her rent today at $1,250. All that information that we just went through. Now I didn't switch this back to 5 years, but this is based on that 7-year proposal that she wanted to see. And this happened within 5 minutes or less. Any of your Prosperity Lending loan officers has this great tool, so make sure that you reach out to one of your Prosperity Lending loan officers to get set up for this, whether it's for a specific borrower or if you have perhaps a listing and you just wanted to put this general information to educate borrowers as to what the difference would look like if they were to buy your listing as opposed to renting. Or you could also just have this set up on your actual website. There's some widgets that you can that we can provide you with. Either way, please reach out to one of your Prosperity Lending loan officers. You know, they're always here to help you, whether it's for your loan programs, whether it's for information in the mortgage industry, and or for marketing ideas just like this. I hope this information has been helpful. I hope to see you guys again soon. Have an amazing week.
Good morning and welcome to our weekly Tuesday office meeting. As you can see, we're kind of social distancing here, taking care of business. And so what's happening? Well, I will tell you this, based solely on the number of DocuSign commission orders that I'm signing, we are doing business. We're doing lots of business. And if you're not getting your fair share, you get out there. The other thing we're doing, believe it or not, is we're hiring agents. I hired one that picked up his paperwork this morning. So people are making changes. The market is good, business is still happening, and you need to get your fair share. So what else is happening? One of the things you need to keep in mind, if you did not pay your dues for the your MLS fees when they were due.
It was going really well there for a while. Now we just.
I paid mine. Can I get a rebate?
No rebate.
Well, they cut everybody else off.
So, but if you didn't pay them, you have till May 1st. Now here's what's going to happen. On May 1st, by the end of business, if you've not paid your MLS fees of $300, you're going to be cut off MLS. We're not cruel, we're not heartless, but we have to pay CoreLogic, who is still maintained service. And so all of you who have not paid, you still have access to MLS. So when we pay them like 3 days after May 1st, it's going to be based on the number of agents that we have. So if you're not able to pay on May 1st, this is a message from your president, Tom Blanchard. He said, if you're not able to pay May 1st, please drop. Just drop. And that way, if you're going to drop, we won't have to pay CoreLogic so much money. And then when this thing is lifted, hopefully very shortly, and you're back out there in the streets and you go, oh, I can pay now, I need to get access to MLS, we will welcome you back with open arms.
Just like DirecTV.
Just like DirecTV. That makes sense. So if you're actually selling and using the MLS, obviously pay so you can keep going. If you're having some downtime now and you don't have closings and you can't afford to pay right now, just go inactive on it.
The other thing that's really cool is a couple of years ago, we set up a fund at GLVR, what do we call it?
The benevolent
The benevolent fund. You think I remember that? It's been too long. The idea behind it is if you know a realtor that's struggling or they're having issues, that medical bills, they were sick, anything like that, they can apply to the fund, and we're giving up to a few $1,000s per person depending on their need.
It's $5,000.
$5,000, depending on their need and their issues. So if you know of anyone out there, the applications are still on the GLVR website,
Yes, they
or
are.
LVR website. And so,
Can I just stop you right there?
absolutely.
If you can't figure out how to find them on the GLVAR website, that whole fund falls under Krista Baker, our membership chairman. So you could email her at kbaker@lvr.org.
What if they drop? when they decide to come back, how much does that cost them? Is there a penalty?
We haven't gotten there yet, but if you want to come back within 30 days, you would just have to pay a $50 late fee, I think. But let me just say this, you're seeing this Tuesday morning, and the MLS board will be meeting via Zoom Friday morning, and the LVR board of directors is meeting Thursday morning. So there may be an update after that, but at this point, the only extension is to May 1st, and after May 1st, you will have a late fee.
So we can update next week.
Well,
Exactly.
we can update on happy hour
Yeah.
on Zoom, so we'll give you the live update there.
Okay,
But the whole thing
Good
is,
plan.
you need your MLS to sell houses, right?
Exactly.
If you're going to get through this, you have to have transactions, and you can't have anything virtual. You can't do it. You need the MLS. So if you're going to invest in anything, invest in something that's going to help you make money. So hopefully, you can live without something else. But I made the sacrifice. Pay your dues.
Pay your dues.
exactly. The other thing you need to know about GLVR, they've been opening on a skeleton crew since the middle of March. 25%, they've been alternating one person in each department at a minimum, and then 25% of the staff is there one day, and the next day is a different 25%, just to abide by the social distancing rules. But now, starting today, the entire LVR staff is working remotely. Now, you can still call GLVR. I gotta stop right here. Old habits die hard. It's really LVR, Las Vegas Realtors. But anyway, you can still call their main number, 702-784-5000. A receptionist will answer the phone. She's not there, but she'll answer the phone, and she'll direct you to whomever you need to speak with at the moment. So, being taken care of.
I've been getting a lot of questions about lockboxes. Like, I need to buy a lockbox that I'll be listing. Were you going to talk about that?
I can.
Just how do they get a lockbox?
Okay, so call GLVAR. You want to ask for Krista Baker because the store and all the paraphernalia comes under her. You call Krista. Huh?
Nothing.
It is.
Paraphernalia?
Has different meanings to everybody.
Yesterday was 420 here, so.
Okay. So anyway, call Krista. You can pay via credit card online for a lockbox, and once your payment goes through, she will send a runner to you with lockboxes.
Wow.
So that's covered. You don't even have to go anywhere and pick them up.
They deliver them right to your house.
Through Grubhub.
Through Grubhub. But remember, you need MLS access to use a lockbox, so pay your dues.
Exactly. And the other thing you need to know, during this 2 weeks that the staff is working remotely, the entire building, the carpets are being cleaned, and the whole building, every surface is being sanitized. So when they are able to open up, hopefully the staff, the members coming in at a safe distance will be safe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'll just give one state update. This is all I'll say about it. They're doing a teletown hall with Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. She's going to do a special thing just for realtors, so that'll be Friday. There'll be a link that will be coming out for that, so you'll see a ton of emails about it. If you're interested in what's going on federally with our nation and information about our businesses and our state, tune into that. You'll enjoy it. Let's change topics.
Okay.
So,
Good.
one of the exciting things that we've talked about a few times, but now we can actually roll out in a cool way, is our brand new referral program. And so I can tell you that I've placed a ton of referrals throughout the country that I never got paid on. And it was really exciting in the beginning. I would call up that agent and say, hey, I've got a client, they're moving to your area, would you reach out to them? And they're like, oh, absolutely. And then you would hassle around and fight over the referral fee and have to settle on an amount. And then you never heard from that agent again. And I just always kind of felt that, there was no kind of tie-in to the person I was sending the lead to. And I was busy with things and I didn't always follow up. And it hurt some of my client relationships. So we created a program where we do all the legwork for you. You don't have to find an agent. You don't have to negotiate the referral fee. All you have to do is send us the client information. And we even have an email to send that to you. Are you ready for this? It's referrals with an S at signatureenvy.com. And so if you had a referral, all you do is email that email. What's the email again?
referrals with an S.
at signatureAV.com.
Woo! That was pretty cool.
Right, we got
It's
it.
not even scripted. So what's going to happen is you'll send that information to that email. You'll get back a link. That link will ask you for all of the client details. The more that you tell us, the easier the process will go. So are they a buyer or seller? It will ask you, what are they looking for? Do you have an understanding of price range? How soon they have to move? Put that information into the spreadsheet, and it will send us a link that we'll be able to place the referral. We place the referral within 24 hours. You want to know the best part? Say yes.
Yes.
You get a 25% referral fee, and we take care of the negotiation for you. There's no other fees to the program. There's no other setup for it. We just want to make it as easy as possible, and we're going to place it with an agent who has a proven track record in their marketplace. Do you want to hear another cool piece?
Yes.
Sure.
Do people always get along?
No.
Do personalities always match?
No.
No.
So the nice part about this is in the referral contract of the agent we assign them with, if there's that problem within a few weeks where they just don't do what they're supposed to do, or the client just doesn't feel that they're a match, we have the ability to reassign them to someone else. So there's a huge versatility with this program. We can make sure that you actually get paid on the referral and you'll actually see some paychecks from it.
So this is really like we call it a referral program, but it's like our mini relocation department.
Exactly.
And so the idea is if we can send a lot more referrals through this, then we can work on getting others to send us referrals through there too to disperse them out. And this was great. Chris saw the need for this immediately, especially looking at the agents of signature, where you see you guys get on all the time. Hey, do you know an agent here or you know an agent there? And we're throwing things at the dartboard, basically hoping they stick. And here we'll have a department that'll actually follow up on them and get you paid.
And I've seen a lot of things like, I have a client that's only buying a $100,000 house in some marketplace, and the agent on the other side always says, well, I don't pay referrals on that amount. The nice part is we're finding seasoned agents that understand it's the long play. It's for other referrals that'll pay them back. And so you will get that referral fee that you're hoping to get. And I think the other side is, it's hard to find people. Just going through the program and finding an agent that's willing to take a referral and not complain, and, it's a process. And so we're going to do the legwork for you. And also the follow-up, making sure that you hear from them on a regular basis so that you can communicate with your client and look like it's just all part of your team. I think that's the coolest part.
So how do the agents of signature get follow after the referral's placed? How do they get notified of what's going on? Is there like a weekly update or?
Great question, Todd. It's like it was planned. So one of the nice pieces is because we've set this all up in a system, we're going to be able to tell you who the agent was that was referred to, so you'll receive an email back from us. And we're going to follow up on a monthly basis with that lead, kind of giving you an update, because we require from the other agent that they provide an update as well every month.
Cool. So is there any need or reason then that our agent would be talking to the other agent and saying, my clients are really picky, this is what they like, this is what they don't like, or would that department totally handle it?
So what I've found out is that everyone's client's really picky, right? Everyone has that person that they're working with. And so we do want the flexibility for you to be able to communicate with the other agent. The only thing we ask is if you do that all in advance and you don't give us the information to place it, you make the referral 10 times harder. And so what we'd like to do is get the complete package from you, be able to place the referral with an agent who's willing to accept the terms. And then once that happens and we're connecting them, we could make it an extra step if you want to reach out to them and share the scenario. We think that relationship, because of course if they're having to sell somewhere else to buy here, there needs to be fluidity between the two agents.
Right.
And so we definitely want to make that happen. We just want to get the terms in place so that everyone knows what the deal is and you're not having to have that conversation after the fact.
But if there's special things your client needs, you put it in that form as you're placing the referral to, so
Exactly.
that we're aware of it.
Exactly.
So here's what I heard. Make sure I heard it right. If people use this referral program, agents of signature start placing referrals.
Yep.
And we start getting referrals back from out-of-state agents. The agents that have used the system are the ones who are going to get those referrals as they come back.
Wow, like it was right on my sheet. You hit the next
Bingo.
point.
I
So-
over his shoulder.
I know, right? So the next point is that, the whole intent of this network is to build a group of agents nationally, that may or may not be with our brand. And of course, there's some areas where we don't have offices. And so the idea would be to work these agents for referrals, because let's be honest, not everyone's going to be going to Cleveland this year, but everyone's going to be going to Vegas, right? And so I think that the idea that we're going to get referrals back is huge, and it goes one step further. There are things in our local market, such as property management, commercial, specialty leases, things like that our agents are looking for agents for. So you can also use the program to find a local expert, either within our company, or if we don't cover it, we'll find somebody that does, and we can place those referrals for you as well. So it's the answer to all of your problems, at least this week.
Well, 25% of your problems,
Yes.
not all of them.
Yeah.
25%.
And people forget how much money you can make off of referrals. It's the best part of our business because all you do is you're connecting people, you're staying in the conversation, you're following up to provide your service, and at the end of it, without any paperwork, you receive a check. I think that's a pretty good process.
When I first started real estate, we had a referral department like this, and I would work for sub-owners.
Yeah.
And when I'd call for sub-owners, I'd just say, hey, I'm not asking to list your property, I just want to know we're moving out of state. And when I get the ones that were out of state, I'd ask them if they were looking to buy something, if we could place them. I send a lot of referrals through our relocation just by prospecting FSBOs.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
it just gives you one more avenue to kind of look for free money, so to speak, coming across people and not having to put any more work in except for putting the information into the company.
The other thing I'll ask is, it's brand new. The program, the process, we just put it in place. So if you see something that needs to be fixed or a glitch in the system, say something, we'll get it fixed. But we wanted to answer the need that we saw, and here you go.
Fantastic.
Cool.
What's the email?
It's referrals
With an
at
S.
signaturenv.com.
Okay.
And we'll put it on the video somehow. Yeah.
Somehow.
You'll see it here.
It's right here. You see it?
All right, so let's change gears and talk about a new program that we're getting ready to roll out that kind of your idea.
Okay, so many of you know that we've got the Apprenticeship. That's the new agent coming into the company where they come in and they work with a mentor and they're going to their first 5 deals and that. We also found that there's a need for the experienced agent that want to take their business to the next level. So what we're doing is creating a signature coaching program where you have a coach with a weekly call, a Zoom call on video, and we've got coaching manuals and workbooks to work through, and we've got online spreadsheets that you fill out to track your numbers. We'll work with you to create, we call them seasons, 90-day plans. So we'll work 4 quarters, and we'll lay them out in the 4 quadrants of your life, your physical, your spiritual, your relational, and your financial, to get a good balance, and then we'll coach you through all that process. So pretty cool, pretty excited about that. And the thing is there's a fee for it, obviously, but there is no out-of-pocket fee. So it's all based on results and your closings at that point.
So the one thing I've noticed, I've always had a coach in some part of my life and always in my real estate career, because there's always a next goal.
Her name's Amy.
Her name's Amy, yeah. Some people get coached, others need to be motivated. Either one works. But the idea is there's always a level to your business that if you have another perspective come in and kind of peel back the onion, you can grow. And I think that a coach a lot of times provides accountability, but they also help you move through a plan. You know, the business that you have in your head that you just can't seem to get out on paper or visualize, that's what a coach would do. And the cool thing about the program is most programs out there cost anywhere from $600 to $1,500 a month. And this program, we're going to leverage ourselves with you. So if you don't grow, we don't get paid. And I think that's a huge statement, because that means all the investment from the company's time, the energy, the staff, the coaches, that's all based on us putting it out there for the agents.
Right.
I don't know anyone that does that.
And I'm not going to share the cost on this because I don't want anyone to say, well, that's too much or that's whatever. I really want to have conversations with you to see if coaching is even right for you.
Yep.
And so if you're interested in it, reach out to me and we'll discuss it. We'll make sure you're put with the right coach to get you to where you want to go to. But all the success I've had in my life is all been done through a coach. You can take yourself so far. And like you said, there's a point of working on your business, and a coach and a weekly call gives you the ability to step out of your business, look at it, and figure out the direction you want to go.
Absolutely.
And so I'm excited about this, and I think this is going to take us to another level by having an internal coaching system.
Gotcha. And so if they want to get into the coaching program, or at least find out about it, what should they do?
Give me a call or send me an email. Not at referrals.
Not at referrals.
Brandon at Signature NV, or just give me a call myself, 702-413-3200.
Very cool. So you mentioned it, the apprenticeship program. And so we've made a pretty big commitment, and the commitment from the company level is that we don't hire brand new agents that don't participate in the program.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that I don't know of another company in the Valley that has made that commitment level to the quality of agent that they have at the brokerage. And I think the reason we did it is that we noticed that most of the new agents that come in, they don't make it. We see that all the time at the board, Janet. Sign a lot of refund checks to agents that didn't make it their first year. And a lot of it comes back to poor training and a poor plan. And so we have a committed group of mentors that are going to help those brand new agents get through their first 5 transactions. And I've noticed that we have a number of agents at the company that were here before we rolled out the program. And so we did not make anyone go back because it was kind of a mean thing to do, but we do want them to know that they can jump into the program. And we've had a number of people do that. And I think the idea is that we're going to look at the level of production you currently have, and we're going to look at where you need to be, and we're going to help work a system that makes sense for you to get into production. Because if you don't make any money in sales, there's no point in being here, right? It's kind of a moot point. And so I think the one thing is we're committed as a team in each of the offices to help you get back into production. And now is the perfect time with everything that's going on to take that step back and recommit to your business.
But see, and if you find yourself in that position, that's the time to have a discussion with one of us, because then we can look at it and say, is the mentorship program right for you, or is the coaching program right for you? Or where do we need to help you to get to where you want to get to?
Yep.
I'm excited about that too. The other thing that I like about the apprentice program is the fact that, we had meetings with the state and stuff, and they were talking about how to get the professionalism up in our industry, and they talked about trying to put a bill together that says you couldn't write an offer until you've been through post-licensing and all this other stuff. And they're trying to do this on an industry level, and I just think it's neat that we're taking a look at it and saying, hey, we don't need the industry to regulate us and to make us better. Let's start at the broker level and let's make ourselves better, so that there's a reason to be at Signature, that you're an elite agent when you work at Signature.
Absolutely.
There is a difference.
I think you've seen that difference between a well-trained agent who's been given the right tools to succeed initially, that does great business. They're a year in the business, 2 years, you've worked with them, and they do a fantastic job. And then you have that person that's been doing business for 25 years, and for 25 years they haven't figured out how to do it right. And so I think the idea is if you start early and you start at the beginning, you learn good habits.
When that phone call always starts out, I've been doing real estate for 25 years.
Yeah,
You
you
automatically-
it's gonna be a good-
You automatically know there's something wrong.
No, there's a lot of great agents out there, but I think we can make a difference.
Yeah.
And especially the ones coming in and starting off the right way and doing things the right way from day one.
Well, I think it's about. Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to correct one thing Chris said. You said you've seen them, you signed the refund checks at GLVAR. Once you've paid your fees, paid your dues, you do not get a refund.
It was the key
Unless you
fee.
call Janet, she knows
No.
the way.
It was the key fee deposit for your key. You do get your deposit back.
When you leave,
So,
yes, that's true.
And that's $100, by the way. So don't get super excited.
Don't get excited.
It's only-
it takes more effort to sign the check than it does to give it to
Hey, the board's closed. Don't line up.
Yeah, don't
So
forget.
I think what I think is really cool about both programs, like the coaching program, the apprenticeship program, is that if this is your career, like if this is what you're looking to be in for a long time, and you're going to make money doing this, you're going to survive, you're going to live, you're going to prosper in life, you need a coach. You just need somebody that has that other perspective that you can't see. I've been in this business for 15 years now, and there's been multiple times where I got to a level that just really seemed like that was the right thing to do, and that I'd have a coach say 3 simple words, and it would just completely change my perspective. And maybe it was 10 words, but it was enough to get me to look another direction, which was way easier. It was easier to go that way, and it was more profitable. So I think it's important to understand that this business is about production. As Chris mentioned, you got to get into production. The faster you get into production, the faster it makes sense. And then it's about profitability.
Yeah.
It's about learning. And for the seasoned agents that are like, oh, I don't need coaching, and I've been doing this long enough that coaching's not. Look, you need coaching because you're not profitable, and I guarantee you're sitting there right now going, yeah, I do wish I was a little more profitable based on what's going on out there right now, because I'd have some extra money to be sitting around being comfortable with. So profitability is a big deal, and in order to, first you got to be productive, right? You can't be profitable until you're productive. So the apprenticeship program handles that, and then the coaching program. And I'm excited to hear that it's a designated program. Like it's set up. It's not some guy just kind of shooting from the hip going, oh, let's try it this way or let's try that. I mean, there's a there's a system. It's how you become profitable in this business and how you can just make a ton of money and be in a good spot.
Let's be honest, a lot of the times you don't have the business you want because of personal issues. And it's a mindset problem. And I think that that's why this program is so cool, because we're not just focusing on your real estate production, like you said, we're focusing on you. And I'll tell you as a broker, and everyone up here knows it, a lot of the times you're a psychologist. And other times,
Marriage counseling.
I have done more marriage counseling over couples than over a team.
no refund, she says, but I just want to put out there, mindset is a tremendous piece of our business. And those that say they don't need a coach are usually the ones that really need a coach.
Yeah.
Because it's maybe not a deal problem, it's maybe not a production problem, but it's a personal problem.
But sometimes your personal issues are affected by your financial issues.
Okay.
So they all tie together. So if we can get a better balance there and we'll work on all 4 quadrants, I think you'll be a happier human being and be able to live the signature life.
Yeah, and the nice part is you don't have to write a check up front. We're going to be in success with you. So it's a win-win for the brokerage and for the agent.
As soon as I'm profitable, I'm going to get one of those T-shirts. Still waiting
You
for
think
one of those
Brandon would
T-shirts.
give him one?
Just not that one right now. That's all we have. So let's talk about more good news that we have. So 2 weeks ago, I think it was, we gave an update on the file process here at the company and making sure that you uploaded your listing file once you took the listing, making sure the paperwork was correct then and it was signed then, and that you upload your sale file upon the sale being signed. Because you have to have a fully executed contract to open escrow, so you have to give that to the brokerage. We put out some notices, we sent out some prayers, and finally, we're in a place where people have their files in, they've committed to getting that done, and we as a brokerage have been able to catch up with all of the file requests that are in there, and we're in a place now that we can provide added value by pointing out the small things left in the transaction that need to be fixed, by putting it into your SkySlope to say, hey, you need to get this document. We have a great upload service, so if you're good with paperwork and you can spend your time doing that, which I don't, you're able to use the file upload service to get that done. And we have a great transaction management company that's here to help as well. So with all of those things running, things are looking bright here at Signature.
Yeah, they're looking really good. So
Well, at least no one's going to get sent to the division for the big fine for not having a file turned in, right?
I want to clarify one other thing. So one of the things that we've committed to do is we're going to put in notes on best practices in your file. This is not done to point out what's wrong with you. This is not done to be mean or malicious. It's done so that you can be a better agent and you know how to mitigate your liability. And also we're looking out for the liability of the brokerage. You can imagine with 500 plus agents doing a ton of business, that's a lot of files. And so sometimes, you won't like that we said you need to get your duties owed fixed, but it's a fact. You're supposed to do the documents correctly.
well, yeah, and that's the simple one would be that you didn't get the duties owed signed before every other document. We've got to point that out. It's pretty hard for you to go back and correct that now because you've already had paperwork signed. You're already in violation. But we are going to point it out so next time it needs to be done.
Yeah. And I think we have a ton of broker support here. And so we have Zoom meetings available. We have one-on-ones that are available. So if you have a file that just doesn't make sense and can't wrap your head around it, just give us a call and we'll get it fixed for you.
And I'd also like to point out, Chris, there is a new policy that came down from NAR that goes into effect May 1st. Clear cooperation,
Yep.
I believe. And if you have taken a listing and you've done one minutia little thing of advertising this listing,
Yep.
it must be uploaded in MLS within 24 hours of that time period or you're in big trouble.
Yep.
Big trouble. We're talking monetary fines.
No refunds.
No
No
refunds.
refunds.
Don't ask.
Don't ask, don't tell.
So that goes into effect May 1st. I'll write some more about it in the newsletter this week.
By the way, we send out a newsletter. So if you're seeing this video and you don't see the newsletter, please contact the office manager to find out why. Everyone here gets it. We send it out. There's a lot of time and energy I've found put into the newsletter, and it's where you get all the recap information of everything we've talked about as a company. So,
And here's the other thing. This was Brandon's idea. I think it's thrown some of you off. But I used to just be called Signature Newsletter. Well, now it's called, we had a little contest, and it's now called Signature Buzz. So when you get your email, the subject line is going to say Signature Buzz.
buzz,
Buzz.
The industry buzz.
no refunds.
No refunds.
But no refunds.
Yeah, you got a year subscription and you must take it.
So the whole file fixing thing and talking about the new National Association of Realtor rules, that's all about keeping you guys, out of trouble.
Yeah.
Because every time somebody walks in and wants to see a file and it's not correct, I don't know if you know this, but the division is self-funded, and I don't know if you know what that means, but self-funded means they only stay open if they hand out fines. That's how they generate the income for their division. And so they have to have fines, and if they come in and they have an opportunity to give you a fine, they will. So, I mean, it's a big deal, keeping your files up current. You got X amount of time to get the files in. I think they're going to make examples of people with this new rule about don't advertise it unless it's in the MLS. So just be a little more conscious of the files and time frames and when you get duties owed signed first, by the way. It's the very first document of all
Not the
things.
last. Not to get your check.
And I'd like to just say too, you may be a wonderful agent, you may do everything right, you
For
just got
25 years.
busy, you forgot for 25 years, you forgot to upload your file, and you may not be in trouble at all with a division. But the division may call the broker, and this has happened more than once, and say, your agent's not in trouble, but your agent's in a transaction with another agent who's in big trouble, and we need to see the file that the signature agent has with ABC Realty. And you say, sure, Mr. Jan Holly, Chief Investigator for the Real Estate Division, will forward that to you right away. And then you call him back and you say, he's uploaded nothing and is supposed to close in a week.
Don't be
Guess
that
what?
person.
Automatic fine from the Real Estate Division. You don't have to go before anybody. You don't have to write a response. It's an automatic fine.
You know what they say about fines? No refunds.
They're not refunded.
Okay.
I think I created a monster.
You're right.
With an S.
Referrals with an S. So let's talk about, we've all been under a quarantine.
Chris, when are we opening it back up? Serious. Are you going to talk about it or?
A little bit. So number one, the offices have been available for the agents to come in and use. We ask that you follow, of course, the COVID-19 risk mitigation processes, that you're not bringing 20 clients in. I hope you have 20 clients. Don't mingle them all together in the office. But use it sparingly right now while we're under this quarantine. But the idea is, I think we're nearing the end of it. Everyone I've talked to in the state believes that sometime in May, not the end of April, which is what everyone's planning for, but sometime in May, we should see something change. And I think what we're going to have is we're going to have some type of phased reopening. The good news is that real estate is already an essential business, and we all know that, but it means that the offices will have to be staffed, each location. And so we've created a plan, your leadership team, on the reopening of our offices. And so right now, fingers crossed, we're planning to relaunch each individual campus as they come back online. And so we're going to start with the Green Valley office. It's going to be May 18th. Again, fingers crossed.
That's a proposed date. The only
Proposed
thing
date.
that would change that is if the governor says we can't open before that.
Correct.
But even if he says we can open on the 1st, we're shooting for the 18th.
Yep.
So we have a date and we have something we're working towards.
And so everyone kind of asks, what is a relaunch, right?
Well, wait, I want to make something clear. I won the pool because I have March 18th as the date we open.
No,
Do
you
you
said
know
that the governor lets us go back, but he's going to say okay on the
I'll
12th,
start
which is
calling
my
you.
date.
I'll start calling you the governor.
The
I
governor,
have them
No
all
refunds.
written down. I know who's in this pool and what their dates are.
Mine's the 18th, I was just saying.
Of May, not March.
that's the day he picked. That's weird.
May.
Isn't it? Yeah. That's why he voted yes when he said the 18th.
That doesn't mean the announcement of the Green Valley office's opening comes from Governor Sisolak.
No, it
Just
doesn't.
bear that in mind, Todd.
Yes. But so going back to what we were talking about, the idea with a relaunch is we want to make sure that each office has all it needs to succeed. We're looking at the setup of the office. We're looking at the office spaces. We've had some changes with people that during this time have given up their offices. So we have some offices that have now become available. So that will be your chance to come in and check everything out. And we'll have a lot of announcements that will be going on and new things that will be pretty cool. And then right after Green Valley, a few days, we're looking at opening the Sunset office.
Mhm.
And then a few days after that, we'll be opening the Summerlin office. Now, of course, the Summerlin office has technically been open because that's where we're cutting all the checks from. But the idea is we'll be doing its relaunch to the group. So that's kind of cool.
That way it'll be set up, we can make sure that we have sanitary procedures and everything's in place, so we can make sure everything flows properly. And then we're going to continue with our virtual meetings for a while longer. We're going to stay away from bringing in big groups until we're sure this is really cleared through. But we're looking at a first live sales meeting July 17th.
So
Whoa,
it's interesting you said that, because there was a lot of questions during this process of, will things go back to normal? And I think the answer is no. The normal that we were used to as an industry and as a business will never be the same. And we will all have to get used to this virtual idea of, doing meetings by Zoom. And to be honest, we saw more agent participation by Zoom than we did with some classes in person. And I think that we as a company have made the decision that we're going to provide you the content the way you want to see it. And so I think we'll have an exciting new normal, if that makes sense.
But I'll be excited to see you guys in a group or not. I'll be happy to see you guys coming in the offices, so it'll be neat.
Yeah, really well. Cool. Anything else you want to add?
I do. If your license expires in May, or if it expires in April, because we're in the middle of April, you have to pay your real estate license. You have to pay. But the division has given you an
No
extra
refunds.
days to turn your CE in so you can get your live CE, or you can also take them on Zoom. If your license expires in May, you must pay in May. Now, probably going to have to pay online. You don't have to turn your CE in. You have extra time to get it. Now, beyond May, I don't know yet. But if your license expires April or May, you must pay for it or your license is expired.
So the reason being is they gave an extension on the CE classes because they could be tough to get.
Yeah.
But they didn't give you a holiday on everything else.
You know what's cool about that, though, is the division actually came out and said that they'll allow you to do all of your credits via Zoom or however you want to do it. We all know that everyone waits to the last minute, right? We've all been to that website that allows us to get 12 credits really fast. I'm not naming any names. But the cool thing about this is because of everything going on, you could go and get all of your credits now. I know that Anna had a great class that she put on that she did by Zoom that was pretty neat. And so you could get out there and do those C credits through that because you got time on your hands, and why not? But it's something that may not come back around full circle. So
Right.
take advantage while you can.
Yeah, I'd like to also add, don't forget, we've got our virtual office meetings.
Yep.
We had been doing them twice a day at 10 and 2. We're going to take that down to 10:30 to 11:30 once a day. But we're going to continue that and produce topics and meeting topics, so to speak, so that you can tune in and it's not just a chat session, but you can always get with us for questions, anything else. And you can always schedule a private Zoom call with any one of us. We'd be happy to meet with you in any way we can.
Yeah, so I actually had one today with an agent on an earnest money dispute. We did a Zoom call and just made it a lot easier to have a conversation about and see documents and do the things we need to do. So yeah, definitely something that's easy and much more effective than just a text or a phone call. So
I like body language. I think you, as a salesperson, you learn a lot from someone's facial expressions, and not yours. But basically the things that they say and how they, put things to you, and it's hard to get some of that over the phone. And that's why I think Zoom would continue in our business. I have Zoom on my cell phone.
Yeah.
And so you've texted me Zoom links that we've jumped right on. And you know what's really funny? At my house, if you call me on my phone, I have very bad service. But if you send me a Zoom link and we get on Zoom, I have perfect internet.
That's
Go figure.
that's not fun.
But my internet company says no refunds, so never mind.
very good. Anything else?
Nope. Sounds good to me.
No,
Until next week.
Well, I just want to reiterate, if
So
you're
there is something else.
lacking live CE classes, Vaughn is doing a CE class every Wednesday from 11 to 2. And also there is a lady that I do not know, but I've heard wonderful things about her. She's a former real estate commissioner, must be way, way past, because for years I went to every commission hearing. It was my reality show of choice. She's also doing them, so I will put her information in the newsletter also.
Very cool.
So just one last question. If I take a virtual Zoom CE class, are there any refunds?
No.
No. And they're not free either.
I'm glad I gave you guys a word for the meeting. The word for the day is refund.
Refund.
No.
No refunds.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Bye.